Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 1 of a new career mode that I'm going to be starting with Sunderland. It was the second most voted career mode, and obviously we've started the Monaco career mode yesterday for those who didn't see, and now we're going to start the Sunderland career mode to replace the My Player career mode, which I ended pretty quickly because I wasn't enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying the Monaco one. Hopefully we can also be really enjoying the Sunderland one as well alongside that. So you guys voted for it. We've got 32 million to spend, plus the 60% extra on the budget as well, so I'm really looking forward to this series. It should be very good for us. Obviously in real life, they're not doing so well in real life, to say the least, at the bottom of the Premier League. So yeah, it's not great, but I'm hoping that with a few additions here, we won't be in a similar sort of position. I'm hoping for a good sort of spell of performances throughout the season, and the aim is to, I wouldn't say avoid relegation. I think mid-table is what we're going to be after realistically, but we're going to wait and see what this season can provide for us. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. I am as well. I'm really kind of excited to do it with a little bit of a different team. Originally when I kind of came up with the suggestion of possibly doing Sunderland, I didn't really think there'd be much backing behind it, but actually a lot of you seem to really like the suggestion, so we are going to go ahead with it. And before we get into things, if we could go ahead and hit 50 likes on the first episode of this new series, I would really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen this before, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I would really appreciate that. For those of you who haven't seen these sort of series before, I play on Legendary with the sliders slightly in favour of the opposition to make things a little bit more tricky. And yeah, we got the Sunderland team. We got plenty of decent players, I think, to play with, but of course we need to bring in some better talent as well, and we will have plenty of money to try and do that. So let's crack on with having a look at the objectives and also taking a look at some transfers now as well. Okay, so as we did with the Monaco career mode, which we started yesterday, which we're doing alongside the Sunderland career mode, we are going to decline to participate in the pre-season tournaments. The reason why I've done that is to give us plenty of time to prepare for the new season without any sort of unnecessary things happening. Obviously it gives us more money, but to be honest, we've got the 60% extra. We don't really need more money. We've got a decent amount of money to spend here. 51.7 million, quite a lot, maybe a little bit too much arguably, but we certainly won't spend it all in this transfer window. It'll be also for the next transfer window as well. Let's take a look at our objectives and expectations set by the board. First of all, we've got the low youth development objective. It's to sign one youth player into the senior team in the same season they were scouted, and play them in 5 matches, either as part of the starting 11 or come on as a sub. The next one is to grow one youth academy player by at least 5 overalls. Got to play them in 5 matches, starting 11 or by sub. Medium brand exposure goal, which is a long-term one within 3 seasons. Increase season ticket holders with at least 10% of the stadium's capacity. So 3 seasons to do that. We might not even be here for 3 seasons. It might be a 2 or a 3 one. I'm not really decided yet. Financial one is quite a high one. Reduce player wages by £42,500 a week. It's always difficult when you get those to reduce player wages. I never find myself managing to achieve them. That's a high objective as well, so we've got to try and get somewhere in that sort of region, to be honest. Our low domestic and continental success coming up here. They want me to finish mid-table, which is kind of what I said before. Reaching around a 16 in the Emirates FA Cup. I would have thought that would have been to have avoided relegation, to be honest, but we have got finished mid-table. Quite an ambitious one, and obviously no continental success at the moment. No objectives for that. It is quite a low target for us. So now let's focus on looking at the team, looking where we need to strengthen. Deciding on a formation I think is crucial as well to begin with. I think I might go with this formation anyway. I quite like 4-2-3-1. I think it gives you a good balance. But I'll wait and see what this side has to offer and what will be best based on the players that we have. Okay, so this is the initial formation I've gone with. It has obviously changed significantly. We're going with 5 at the back now, and we're just going to wait and see how that goes. I think for the first few games of the season, see how it goes, because based on the players that we have in the squad, I think it fits us best. Obviously, you know, notoriously Sunderland have not been a particularly strong defence, not a great defence really, so we're going to try and reverse that a little bit by putting 5 at the back. We've obviously got Kone, Digital Body, I think he pronounces that name, Jason Denayer also at centre-back as well, so some really good centre-backs there between them, so I'm hoping that would work out. Kirchhoff just playing in front of that, and then obviously got Gibson and Rodwell in front of that, and we've also obviously got Jermaine Defoe up front. And yeah, I think that just kind of gets the best out of the players that you have at the squad. I'm hoping that we can get some good performances out of some of these guys. Oviedo, I'm not too sure at left back. Obviously, he's been brought in recently. Maybe we'd look to get another left back, because I don't think we've actually got a good enough one, or any other left back, in fact, at the club here. So maybe that's a place that we can try and improve on, I think. But yeah, overall, I think this is probably the sort of side I'll look to put out. But obviously, that can change. We've got quite a few different sort of players, so we could quite easily go to a 4 at the back again. But for now, I think that's what we'll go with, and we'll look to sell some players and also sign some players now as well. I didn't realise Julian Lescott had joined Sunderland though, or at least I'd forgotten anyway. Not too sure about having him in the squad on 20 grand a week. Attempts to get rid of him. John O'Shea I think we'll keep, but only because it's John O'Shea and I think he's fairly well liked by the Sunderland fans. So we will keep him, but Lescott I'm looking to get rid of pretty swiftly. But I think there is definitely a few places in this team where we need to strengthen. Left back seems to be one of them. Okay, the first player we're going to put in a bid for is someone a little bit different and not someone that is really well liked, to be honest, at Liverpool. We're going to put in a bid for Moreno, try and offer him an escape route out of Liverpool into a club like Sunderland, which could really do with him at left back, to be honest. Quite a lot of pace, obviously quite a forward-thinking left back, which is the reason why we've obviously got the 5 at the back, and he would really fit into, I think, our formation quite nicely. So we'll wait and see what Liverpool say to that bid. He's obviously on quite a lot of money each week, so his wage is pretty high, so that's the only downside, really. Neom, I didn't realise he'd been changed to a left back now. I preferred a right back, to be honest, but yeah, going to continue to look for another left back. I think there's a few options. Schlupp would have been the option that I'd gone with, but obviously he's joined Palace recently, and I doubt he'll be able to join us. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't, but we'll put in a bid anyway, see what Crystal Palace say. 6 million is probably too much, to be honest, but we'll go with it anyway. And another £6 million bid in for Andrew Robertson, Hull City's left back. I'm quite impressed with him. I've seen him play a few times in real life, and he is a very good left back from what I've seen. So I'm hoping that he's an okay overall wise. Not too sure exactly how good he is, but overall I think those sort of signings could be pretty good for us, because obviously Oviedo at the moment isn't looking great. I'd rather have him as a backup left back, to be honest. But overall, in the rest of the team, I think we need just a little bit more pace in there. I can't see too much pace, especially in our midfield, so maybe we need to look to add to that sort of position. Okay, so we've set up a scout to try and find a fast centre mid across Europe, basically, and we're going to wait and see what he comes back and says. And yeah, we're now going to crack on to trying to find another striker. Now, I know I want Jermaine Defoe probably as my starting striker, I'd imagine. Ideally, I don't want to replace him because obviously he's doing well for Sunderland in real life. I think we need someone up there to try and help him at times as well off the bench, and each of you is our next best striker. So when that is the case, you obviously have to try and improve things. I think someone like Benicofo would be quite nice. Origi I was looking at before as well, but I don't really see Origi leaving Liverpool anytime soon. But Benicofo would be quite a nice strike to have up top. Obviously gives a bit of height, bit of strength. We'll wait and see what Bournemouth say to that inquiry. But yeah, it's difficult to know exactly who will be a good option for us. I think we should get someone that's a little bit bigger. Obviously, Defoe's quite a small player, so ideally an aerial threat of some sort. I'm not really too sure whether we'll be able to find one in the Premier League. Troy Deeney might be another option. I've never really used him, I don't think, on FIFA, so I'm not too sure how good he is in game, but he could be an option. Not particularly fast, but certainly would give us some height and strength up front. Look at the £7 million bid, see what Watford say about that. I'd also probably take Mbakani as well from Hull City. He kind of again fits everything we're after. A bit faster though this time round, finishing not too bad, 6'1". I think he'd be a good player to have off the bench for us, certainly better than Ichby who we have at the moment. And he's only got a year left on his deal, so maybe a £5 million bid could allow Hull City to let him leave. Okay, now on to some player drills. Now, I'm going to put all my belief, virtually, in Asoro, I think is how you pronounce his name, a Swedish striker, 17 years old, currently 63 overall. I think he could be really good for us. I'm going to continue to train him over quite a few weeks and months, hopefully, and see what overall he gets to. I mean, there's no kind of loss in doing that. I think he could be a good player. He could influence us, I think, next season, maybe. He's probably not going to be good enough this year, but he's certainly going to be someone that I'm going to be focusing a lot of the training drills on. Januzaj Pickford also getting some drills this week, and we have another option to do some more now. But first of all, let's take a look at these emails. Hull City coming back and rejecting the bid for Mbakani. 10.5 million is how much we want for him, and the initial bid was not obviously enough. 7.5 is what we'll go back with, and hope that that's a little bit closer to the amount they're willing to let him go for. Hull City accept this bid though, 6 million for Robertson. I said maybe we'd overpaid for him, and that might be the case. We'll wait until his scout report comes back. We'll go with, I think, a 5-year deal. Important first-team player. Let's just hope he's about 75 overall, which I think he is, but we'll wait and see. Crystal Palace accepted the bid for Jeffrey Schlupp, 6 million again, and we will go 30 grand a week. I think he's probably closer to 70, to be honest, Schlupp, but he has loads of pace, and in-game I am a big fan of him. We'll go a squad rotational player, I think is fair enough, on a 4-year contract. And Liverpool saying it's unacceptable to be put in for Moreno. 9 million is how much they want for him, and we'll go 7.5. Bournemouth are not looking to get rid of Benicofo. He's recently joined, so not interested in getting rid of him. Okay, some more training drills for us to do here. Again, the exact same players as we will be doing for a few episodes, I think, before we rotate it round. And again, the stats are flying up for Asoro, so he's looking good already. Hoping that can be the case over the next few weeks, because I think he could be a very good player. I'm expecting at least 70 overall by the end of the season, put it that way. So he'll definitely influence, I think, next season. We've also got Watford here coming back and rejected a bid for Troy Deeney. I think he's worth more than 7 million. I know he's the captain, but I wouldn't go too much further than that, to be honest. 9 million is maybe as much as I go, because I'm not too sure, again, of what overall he is. Robertson and Jeffrey Schlupp both accepting the contracts here, so I can assign either of them if I want to sign them, but obviously I'm going to wait, I think, just to kind of find out exactly what overall they are before I take that £6 million plunge into trying to sign them. I think we should have scout reports coming back fairly soon. In fact, I'm not even going for Schlupp. Robertson's, though, will be coming back, I think, in the next few days. Stats-wise, though, looking pretty good so far. Okay, we're going to put in a bid for this guy called Ninga. He's a player at Montpellier. He's 23 years old, very, very fast, and also 6 foot as well. Can play as a right winger if we really want to. Not too sure what overall he is, that's the only downside, but finishing also looks pretty decent as well. And I think would be a good option off the bench. So we're going to go with, I think, a £5 million bid. Not too sure how much they're going to want for him, but we'll see whether that's close or not. Hull City coming back and rejecting the bid for Mbekani, again wanting 10.5 million. I think we're going to go with £9 million. That'll probably be my final bid for him. He's got 1 year left on this deal. I don't want to go any higher than that. Watford saying they want 13 for Troy Deeney. Again, quite a lot of money, I think, for Troy Deeney. 11 will be, I think, as far as I'll go with that deal. Don't really want to go any further than that. Liverpool accepting the £7.5 million bid for Moreno. 70 grand a week is going to cost us. That's a lot of money, really, for a left back. But I think it would make an impact at the club. So we are going to go important first team player, although it would probably be crucial, to be honest, but we'll do it anyway. And yeah, we'll see what happens with the scout reports coming back on Robertson and Schlupp over the next few days. Montpellier wants 6.5 million for their striker, so not too far off with that initial bid. I think we'll go with 5.8 just to make sure we can get him for as cheap as possible. Bournemouth accept a bid for Benikafobe. I thought I'd put in a bid anyway, even though they said he wasn't available, because I had a feeling they were lying to me. I thought he'd been there a little bit longer than they were suggesting, and they have accepted the £7 million bid. 45 grand a week, and I actually think this deal could probably be the best one for us. We will go 5-year deal and important first team player. And I can see him being a very good player for us if he was to join. We'll wait and see whether he does accept the contract first, though. Transfer offer in for Lee Catamol. Atalanta wants him. It's a strange one, 5.5 million. I am going to actually keep Lee Catamol, probably just for this season. He might well go in the summer. We'll wait and see how he does this season. But I think for now we will reject that. I'm not too interested in getting rid of him. Watford accepted the bid for Troy Deeney, £11 million, 50 grand a week, and I think a 3-year deal. Important first team player I think would be fair, but I don't think he's my number one target at the moment. We will be looking at other strikers. I think Benikafobe would be a good signing for us. Moreno has accepted the 70 grand a week contract as well. No surprise, to be honest, really. Not going to do the Jeffrey Schlupp deal. He's not looking great in terms of his stats that have come back so far. Robertson, on the other hand, is actually looking quite good, but I think Moreno's pace is by far better. And for that reason, I think I am just about going to accept that one. A little bit reluctant because I do like Robertson a lot, but if we didn't have Oviedo, then I'd probably sign him, to be honest, as a backup. And it's a little bit tempting to still sign him anyway. You might sign him, but I do have Oviedo. I'd have to get rid of him first. Anyway, we will sign Moreno now. 7.5 million, 70 grand a week. It's a lot of money, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm hoping he's still around 77, 78 overall. I think he should be. 76, okay, not too far off, but pace-wise, that's the reason why he's coming in, because we are playing 5 at the back. We need someone very fast up that left-hand side. I think he should provide that with plenty of stamina in the team as well. And I think we should maybe bring in Robertson. It's tempting. It really is tempting to bring him in. Obviously, Oviedo can play left mid, I think, as well, even though it's not put on his card. But yeah, I'm not really too sure what to do about Robertson. We might just wait until we get confirmation of what overall he is. Okay, onto the player drills again now, and Pickford looks like he might well go up this week, along with, obviously, again, Asoro, who's looking fantastic. If he can go up, then that'll be a brilliant week for us. And he has done. He's got up to 64 overall now, flying up. Yazai not quite making the same progress as Pickford and Asoro. Hopefully that will happen, though, over the next few weeks. But yeah, at the moment, just getting F grades, so not making that much progress. But now, can we get in some more signings? Hull City accepted the bid for Mbekani. Again, probably not too high up, to be honest, on my priorities to sign. I think I'm favouring Benikafobe over him. But again, we'll wait and see whether Benikafobe wants to join us in the first place. And yeah, we'll wait and see now what sort of other responses we get back from the clubs. Okay, so this might seem a little bit of a strange deal, but Barcelona have a centre mid called Elena, I think is how you pronounce his surname, and he's 69 overall, 18 years old, and he could be a good player for us. Pace-wise, he's not fantastic, but actually his technical side of his game could be quite helpful for us in the future seasons. Obviously, for now, he's not fantastic, but I think with a bit more training, he could well be quite a good player for us. So we're going to go with a £2 million bid. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He is a future first team player. He's loan listed. Don't know whether they'll want to let him leave permanently, but we'll certainly try that to begin with. We've also put in a bid for PSG's centre-back as well, one of their young centre-backs. It was unsuccessful, our initial bid, but we are going to, I think, going with another one. £4 million was my original one. He's a sporadic first team player. They wanted £10 million, so I think we'll go with 6 and maybe come to some sort of an agreement. I think we need one more in there because Lescott isn't really a centre-back, is he? Let's be honest. John O'Shea is struggling to be one. So we need another one to come in and give us a bit more youth in that position, I think. Okay, final scout report back on Robertson. 75 overall. Looking really, really good, actually. Perfect for what I was looking for as a backup left-back. Not that I was really looking for one, but I think he would certainly suit that. Obviously, that deal's now expired, so we'd have to renegotiate that. We'd also have to get rid of Oviedo as well, which might be a bit tricky. I think he's recently signed, so maybe we won't be able to do that. We've got Montpellier accepting the bid for £5.8 million for Ninga, and we're going to wait and see now whether he's going to be good enough to join us. Not too sure yet, based on his overall, obviously, which we can't see. We'll probably decide whether he should join us. 30 grand a week, and I think we will go the 4-year contract. And I think we will go important first team player just. I think that's a tight one. Maybe squad rotational might have been better. Benikafobe accepts the contract. I think this is going to be the striker I'll sign. £7 million, 45 grand a week. To be honest, I think he fits everything we're after. I'm going to go for it. Despite us obviously having other options, I'm going to go with Benikafobe. And I think that's a really good signing for us to play with Jermaine Defoe at times. And 74 overall, not quite as high as I thought, but still good. And yeah, again, very, very good pace and strength. Should give us some much needed quality, I think, up front. I think he's, to be honest, better than Leachby, so very happy with that signing. Also, a quick note, I didn't realise that Jermaine Defoe's finishing's 87. That's going to come in very handy, I think, this season, with hopefully getting a lot of goals for us is the aim, obviously, as our main striker. So I don't think we'll go any further with the Mbakani deal now, because obviously we brought in Benikafobe, so we won't bother with that one. But the Robertson deal certainly puzzled me a little bit. Not too sure what to do about that one. I might leave that one down to you guys to decide for the next episode. Should I bring him in anyway? Even though I've signed Moreno, I've obviously got Oviedo as well. I don't think we can get rid of him. Or can we? Yeah, we'll list him anyway. We'll wait and see what you guys say in the comments below. Should I bring in Robertson? I think he kind of fits the bill, to be honest, in that position. But again, I'll leave it down to you guys in the comments below. Now we're going to try and get in a pacey centre mid. I've not really managed to scout one. As you can see, it's come up with very few options. Daniel Johnson, I'm pretty sure 69 overall. So he's not going to bring as much quality in there, even though he's quite fast. Yeah, we don't really have many options. Centre attacking mids isn't what I was after. Although Fekir will be quite a nice signing. Again, though, I think it's probably going to be too expensive for us. Someone like this guy might be okay, though. CDM for Roma. Paredes, I think is how you pronounce his name. 22 years old. Could be a good option for us. We will inquire about him, see what Roma are willing to accept for him. He's got a rotational player. He's fast. He's got decent stamina, so yeah, I think he could liven up our midfield a little bit. Short passing's good as well. You've got to have that quality as well as the pace. So even though he's a squad rotational player, he will be good enough for us, I think. So we'll go with an initial bid of £6 million. Not too sure how good he is overall-wise, but we'll find out hopefully in the next few days. Transfer offers in for some of our players here. We've got a loan deal, a 1-year loan deal for our striker, Josh Maja. I don't know how you pronounce his name. He's going anyway to Crew Alexander, and we'll not see him for a season. And we've also got a bid in for Lee Cattermole. Again, we're just going to reject all offers. Nice wants him. Why would Nice want Lee Cattermole? Troy Deeney has declined the contract, wants a bigger role in the squad than we were offering, which was, I think, an important first-team player. We won't go with it anyway, though, because obviously we've signed Benikafobe. Fekir inquiry, £30 million. Wow, that's a lot of money. We don't really have that sort of money, so 10? Yeah, 10 will do, surely. Okay, final few deals now to tie up before the end of today's episode. We've got a scout report here for Ninga, and again, we're going to just wait and see on this one a little bit. 74 overall. I don't know if we would need another striker coming in now. We've got Benikafobe. He certainly provides us with a lot of pace, stamina, and strength, so it would be a nice option, but not too sure it's going to be much of a priority. PSG have accepted the bid we put in for their young centre-back, 20 years old, left-footed. and I think will be a good option. He's obviously quite expensive though. I think he's probably late 60 overalls, early 70 overalls, to be honest, not too sure. He's happy to take a pay decrease though, which is good of him, so we'll go ahead with that 5-year deal and squad rotational player. Okay, the Paredes inquiry comes back at £12 million. I think our bid was 6, was it, or something? So maybe going to be rejected, I think, first time round, but we'll wait and see what they come back and say. Another transfer offer in, this time for another one of our youngsters, 21 years old, a player that we're looking to get rid of, to be honest. I have actually heard of him before, I think. But yeah, still not going to be good enough, I don't think, to get into this team. So we'll counter offer 200 grand. Yeovil Town there putting in the bid. Roma accepting the £6 million bid despite wanting 12. And we will go with 45 grand a week, and I think a 5-year deal will do. Important first team player, I think, will also go with that as well. Because judging by his stats that we've seen, he does look pretty good. Barcelona accepting the bid that we put in for their young centre mid. That was £2 million. Again, looking to take a pay decrease, 5-year contract. And I think this time, a future first team player is what we'll go with. Ninga accepting the contract, 30 grand a week, could join us for £5.8 million, but I'm going to just kind of hold fire a little bit on this one, and we'll wait on the other deals first of all. Okay, so scout report back on the player that we're trying to sign for £6 million. I didn't realise he's 75 overall. It's pretty decent, actually. Much better than I thought. Stats-wise, don't look great, but the key ones, I suppose, for a defender are quite good. Standing tackle and slide tackle. Along with marking, very good for his age. But yeah, only 6 foot, that's the only concern. Although saying that he wouldn't be starting loads of games. But certainly with a very good option for £6 million. A bit of a bargain, I think, from PSG there. But I think we will end the episode here. We'll leave a few things down to you guys in the comments below. Robertson, should I sign him or not? Ninga, should I sign him as well? And basically just leave that all up to you guys in the comments below. So let me know your thoughts on that. Hopefully you've enjoyed the first episode of the Sunderland career mode. Career mode that I didn't really ever expect to be doing, but it's turning out quite good, I think. We didn't quite manage to get on to the first league game of the season, so apologies about that. Doing a lot of training drills here, which have actually kind of worked for us very nicely. So we'll continue to do that in the next episode, but hopefully get to the first league game of the season. That will be against, who is it against? Manchester City. What a way to start the season that will be. Away at Man City. It's going to be a tough game, but I haven't quite managed to get that far because of all the bids we've been putting in this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 50 likes, I would really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and hit that button down below. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time for episode 2 of the Sunderland career mode. Thanks for watching and goodbye.